All right, guys, so we get to tie-dye some flowers today. So fun. All right, supplies. Here's what you're gonna have at your table. First off, you're gonna have tissue paper, and there's all sorts of fun colors in here, but you are sharing this with your entire table. So don't be greedy and put it right next to you. You're gonna let it sit in the middle of your table. And you are not, look at me people, you are not gonna dump this tissue paper out on the table, because then that just makes a big mess that you have to clean up, or your teammates have to help you clean up later, and we don't wanna do that. All right, so tissue paper sits here, right there in the middle. And then with your partner, that person right next to you, you're gonna be sharing a water bucket and some brushes, okay? Now, how to make our tie-dye. Here comes the fun part. We are first gonna crinkle up some of our tissue paper. And this is gonna help make texture on our flower, okay? So if we leave it just smooth, it's gonna look smooth. If we crinkle it up, it's gonna create a rough texture. Texture is how something feels when your hand rubs across it. And this is gonna be just a smooth piece of paper, but we're gonna create the illusion of it being rough in some spots and smooth in other spots, because that's what we're learning how to do today. We're learning how to create texture, how to make it look like something feels rough or smooth. All right, so I have a crinkled piece of tissue paper, and then my next step is super simple. I put it on my flower, just like you see here, and I take my brush and I kind of stick it down on to the paper with a little bit of water. Be careful. Don't use too much water. You don't want a whole drippy mess. You just kind of want to take it and be gentle with that water and stamp it down. And then you're gonna pick out other colors to use too, crinkle them up, and get crazy with it. Overlap those colors. Oh, did we just learn about overlapping? I think we did. So you're gonna put some of those colors on top, because we're overlapping, of other colors. And you're gonna keep going until your entire flower is filled up. Experiment with those pretty colors. But remember, don't use too much water. When your paper is all filled up, it's gonna be kind of wet. So you're gonna carefully, holding it on the bottom, walk it to the drying rack, all right? And then you can get a paper to free draw on. Now, here is what it's gonna look like the next day. Look at all those fun colors. And this person, they didn't crinkle it up very often, so it's mostly smooth texture, but over here on the edges, you can see some of the times where they crinkled it and it looks like it's rough. So we have smooth and rough.